Let's talk about my new favorite tool. Okay, so this is another scene. We'll play this one.
Welcome back. Breaking news. A worldwide web broadcast of the New York superhero who calls himself Kick-Ass is about to be shown live. Rumors have it that this will be Kick-Ass's farewell appearance, that he will announce his retirement from crime fighting.
But his word of mouth continues
So
to
there's some
spread.
effects that need to happen here. I'm actually playing this out because this is the scene we're actually going to use in our Pro Tools session a little bit later on. So what I really want to do is talk about color correction here. Okay? So this scene is great. We've got lots of different things going on, but we've got a lot of color correction that can happen here. Now, honestly, in a film world, you're not going to do your color grading in your editor. But there are times where you may want to do it just to kind of see, can I get what I want out of that shot? But we're going to take a liberty here, and we're going to do color correction anyways. Before I do color correction, that gives me an opportunity to show you this. This is my latest favorite toy. Okay? This is the Artist Series controller for color. This works with Media Composer now. Okay? It also works with Scratch Assimilate, DaVinci Resolve, Dvision. So this actually works with a lot of other products. And one of the things I tell people, which is really neat, is you buy Media Composer, you get this color correction control surface, you add it to your Media Composer. DaVinci has a free version of Resolve that gives you 2 channels of color correction that works with this device. So you can cover most of your color correction in Media Composer or Symphony, and for those really tricky things that you just need that little extra push, for free, you have access to DaVinci Resolve, and they all work together really nicely. This surface can be used for a lot of different things. So just to kind of go over it with you, is I've got 3 different color wheels here, okay? They can all do different things. Right now, in Media Composer, okay, they can actually be used for scrubbing. So this one here on the left is going to scrub my source window. This one on the right will scrub my record window. This one in the middle is just going to act like a mouse. So unfortunately, I can't have both up at the same time. But if you look here, I'm just going to, well, there's no use scrubbing. You can see my blue line moving, but you don't see anything. So let's load a source here. So I'm able to scrub this clip. I'm able to scrub this clip. Okay? And I'm able to move my mouse. Okay? So I can already use that. I've got my Media Composer editing buttons programmed there, so I can do splice, mark in, mark out, so I can actually edit from this thing. But the real beauty comes from, let's go back to my UI, is when you go into color correction. So first off, right now, I'm just going to click this button right here. Okay? This is F1. Okay? As soon as I hit that, if I'm in Media Composer, that's going to bring me right into color correction. Okay? So that opens up my color correction, pulls up my color correction layout that I liked, pulls up the color that I like, and that's great. Hit it again, I'm back in Media Composer. Okay? So the first thing I will tell you is having this, because there's so many things you can do with it, it's like trying to type a letter without knowing what the keys on the keyboard are, okay? It takes you a while to kind of remember, oh, this does it. But every single thing in color correction is controlled from here. So if we look here, okay, I'm just going to keep bouncing back and forth. And of course, it doesn't do it. If it could do it simultaneously, you would see up here, these little layouts are going to tell me what's going on. So it is mode sensitive. So those are going to change to different things depending upon where I am. So let me go back into Media Composer. And the first thing we can do is I can actually change what's in my different viewers. So I'm just using my little soft knobs here, and I'm changing to my different things in my viewers. So I can pull up, my displays. So I can change that. So each viewer is available to me just from my control surface. Okay? Great. I can also change my different modes. So if I want to jump into curves, I hit a button, I'm into curves. Hit another button, I'm back into HSL. So I can change within my color correction controls. And of course, now I can come in here and I can say, okay, fine. I can adjust my values. Whoops, I don't want to see my entire sequence. I want to see my next shot. But of course, this is great. I can do this from a mouse. But the beauty of this is, because it's a tactile surface, guess what? Well, I can be adjusting multiple things at once. So there we go. I've got 2 wheels spinning. I'm changing both my shadows and midtones and can make this look completely crappy. Okay? So you can see how I can do things within there. Click of a button, it's been undone. If I go over to my curves, okay, I can actually come over here and boom, boom, boom. I can actually go up, set a point, change the values on my points. Set a point, there we go, change that. So you have full tactile control over everything within the interface from the color correction control surface. And just that ability to adjust things simultaneously makes your color correction much, much faster. Okay? And again, if I need to, I can go back into a mouse mode, which will give me mouse control over this, so I can use this to go and grab another shot as well. So it's not just going to control my color correction. So it's a very, very powerful tool for doing both. And you can, like I said, you can customize this so you can go back and forth into different things, and it is mode aware. So, you know, like I said, when I'm in source record editing, it gives me a different layout. All right? And I know people that have actually programmed this because it's all completely programmed. I've had people program this so that the knobs control volume in iTunes, you know. But the very neat thing about this is the way we interface with this. We use something called Yukon Control Protocol. This is an Ethernet connected device. Okay, so it's not USB, which gives us faster performance. And it's not keyboard emulation. It's not going in and saying, oh, this button is this key. The way Yukon actually works is it is a source code conversation. Okay, when I hit play on that, it is calling out the line of code in Media Composer that says play. So you get very fast response. Okay. So first off, we're going to take this, we're going to play this here.
Welcome back.
Actually, let me play my color-corrected version. There we go. So we can see all our color correction.
Welcome back. Breaking news, a worldwide web broadcast.
So what we have here is we have a newscaster talking. Okay, and you know, when we go into the effects, actually let me load the effect version so you can see what's going on here. So we've got our whole newscast going on. So these guys are all in, you know, on television. So we need to make them sound like they're coming from a television set. So in Media Composer, we now have real-time audio suite plugins. So I just have to expand my audio panel, and now I get exposure to things like, you know, waveforms. So I can come in here and turn on waveforms for all my tracks. I've got rubber banding control. And I've got these little buckets here. I'm just going to click on this. And this opens up my audio suite tool. I'm going to come in here and choose a 7-band EQ. Okay, so I get a nice visual EQ in here.
Welcome back. Breaking news, a worldwide web broadcast of the New York superhero who calls himself Kick-Ass is about to be shown live. Welcome back. Breaking news, a worldwide...
So very quickly, I was able to apply an EQ to that, and now everything on that track has that EQ.
Superhero who calls himself Kick-Ass is about to be shown live. Rumors have it that this will be Kick-Ass's farewell appearance.
Okay, so that's real-time audio suite, and you're going to see when I send this over to Pro Tools, that data, that information is going to come across. Now, we're going to Pro Tools, so Pro Tools is going to do the nice mix for me, but something brand new in Media Composer, if we go into my audio tools here, go into my audio workspace and go into, sorry, I should be sitting down. Go into audio editing. Again, it pulls up my tool set, my layout that I like. I've got all my different mixers in here. Right now I'm working in stereo. Well, I can now come in here and say, you know what, I want to work in 5.1 or 7.1. So I can come in here and say I want to work in 5.1, and now we've got panners for each one of my tracks. Okay, so I can come in here and say, okay, fine, left, right, center. That can be my lo-fi. That'll be my left rear, my left right. Sorry, my rear right. So I now have surround sound in there. If we had a surround sound environment in here and I had the right hardware, I could hit play and we could hear this in surround sound and go out. But the nice thing is what Media Composer can do is I can actually do a down mix. So I can actually be mixing 5.1 but outputting stereo, mono, 7.1, whatever I want in different flavors. So I have a lot of flexibility on how I do that. But you know, now we have the ability for
welcome back.
You know, surround sound mixing with inside Media Composer. All right, so this is our sequence. This is the extended version of that scene. But this is you know, the Pro Tools sequence. In here, first off, what track was that? That was A6, right? D6. So in here on D6, okay, there's the audio EQ that we were working on. So that's in there. I've actually come in here too, and we've done some, if we zoom in here, you'll see I actually have some level changes. So I've actually come in here and recorded some level changes with inside Media Composer as well. So you've got all those values within Media Composer. So now, you know, I've done the edit. I'm done. Okay. I want to pass this over to Omar to work with, and there's a couple things. First off, I can just take this sequence, and I'm going to take this sequence here. I'm going to say File, I'm going to say send to, and I can say send it to Pro Tools. Whoops. Okay. Send it to Pro Tools. And I can do either QuickTime with consolidated audio if that's my environment, or in this case, I'll actually do an export. And I'm going to go to my options. And I'm actually going to choose an AAF, which is an Avid authoring format, or advanced authoring format that allows me to send the composition over to Omar. And we're on a shared environment, so I can actually just save that out for him. Okay, and I will put that out on a network. Actually, I'll just put it here. Save it. So I can save that out to him. Okay, so the first thing is, now he has my composition. So now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to let him take control of mine, because what he wants to do is, I've got all the high-res video there. He's going to talk a lot about that. I'm just going to go over here, and I'm going to go to my settings, and I'm going to go to a little setting here called Video Satellite, and I'm going to say, oh, I'm already set up for it, so I can just say, okay.